Of the Gospel of Matthew. I wanted to share just a very short reading from the Old Testament, from Isaiah, because in the Beatitudes, Jesus echoes the words of Isaiah. So he echoes the words, and yet he's the living creation, the living outcome of what Isaiah proclaimed. So this is from the 61st chapter of Isaiah. The Spirit of God is upon me, because God has anointed me to preach good tidings to the meek. God has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to those that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of our God and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. The word of the Lord. And now when we hear the Gospel of Matthew, you'll hear some of those same words coming through in the words of Jesus. And, okay, Bible scholars, the Beatitudes only appear in 2 of the Gospels. Besides Matthew, where else are they? It's pop quiz. It's not John, it's not Mark.
No.
Okay, yeah, and in Matthew we have 8 Beatitudes, but in Luke's Gospel we only have 4. And Luke has Jesus proclaiming the Beatitudes on a plain where Jesus has them up on a hill. But Bible scholars compromised. They said he's on a slope above the Sea of Galilee. So let's hear how Jesus reminds us of the words of the prophet Isaiah.
The reading from Matthew. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. And he began to speak and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Here ends the reading.
You can hear me without the microphone, right? I come from a large Irish family, so I'm used to like shouting and, speaking loudly to get my voice heard. There you go. Okay. So Jesus was speaking to his disciples, and there was a big crowd there. The crowd stretched out, they say, to the horizon, that there were a lot of people there that day. So we're in that crowd today. We're there. We're hearing these words. So let's take a look again at these 8 Beatitudes and see what do they mean to us in 2022. They are perfect and they remain relevant. But how do we weave them into our daily life today? we're going to take these blessings and we want to see how can we take them in. We've already listened to them. How do we have them as part of our daily life? And then almost most importantly, how do we share them with other people? How do we let other people know about these blessings that are available to us? Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Let's change that to blessed are the holy in spirit, just for today. Faced with the challenges of modern life, and there's a lot, we are not powerless. We can hold on to the good news of the Gospels. We remember that all of life is a journey, and we don't walk that journey alone. We're blessed with family, with friends, and mostly blessed with God by our side as we walk. We know the kingdom of heaven it's here now, and it's also yet to come. So blessed are the holy in spirit. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. We are blessed today when we hold on to our firm belief that eternal life is for everyone. And we remember and cherish all of our loved ones that have passed away. When we love someone and they die, our love for them doesn't die. Their love for us doesn't die. That love still exists. It's in our hearts, it's in our world, it's in our daily life, and we hold on to that love. And that's how we're blessed when we mourn. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. This is kind of a tough one for Americans because we have a tradition of, as a country, of being independent and strong and making our way in the world. We are blessed when we are humble and we don't give energy to silly arguments or engage in situations that just don't warrant it. Think of all the hot issues surrounding us today. There are so many. Inflation, gun violence, abortion, gas prices, politics of all shapes and sorts. Are we able to remain civil, polite, and protect our blood pressure, confident in the end that divine truth will win out? Can we be meek and discuss these issues with gentleness and control? One of my favorite sayings is, when they go low, we go high. So when we're hearing maybe hot voices or arguments or someone's treating us that way, they're going low, can we go high? Can we rise above it? Can we be meek, inherit the earth, take advantage of this beautiful blessing? Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. We are blessed today when we steadfastly work for social justice in ways small and large. Going back to our hot button issues, it can feel overwhelming at times. But we can do small things like letter writing. We can do big things like go to a protest. We can do all kinds of social justice work, food pantries. We can visit a lonely neighbor or a relative that's alone. Most importantly, when we feel overwhelmed or like powerless, there's nothing I can do. These are such big issues. I can't do anything to change them. We can pray about them. Every time we read an article in the newspaper, watch the news, and there's been somebody else shot in Milwaukee or anywhere else, we can definitely say a prayer for peace. And that's how we can weave this beatitude into our life. We can keep up our passion for social justice, no matter what form that passion takes. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. This morning, may we change blessed are the merciful, to blessed are the forgiving. Are we able to reach out to estranged friends, family members, relatives? How do we view people who are incarcerated? How do we treat people that have wronged us or hurt us? Are we able to give this blessing of being merciful to other people? But what about giving it to ourselves? Can we forgive ourselves for times we've stumbled, we've made mistakes? Can we accept this message from Jesus that blessed are the merciful and give that to our own hearts and souls when we've made big mistakes or little mistakes? Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. We can be blessed by keeping balance in how we use social media. I don't know if any of you use Facebook or Instagram or what TV shows you watch or what news shows you watch. Remember, some news shows really aren't news shows, they're more entertainment. So we have to be very careful of what we take in and try to have some balance in social media that we let into our eyes and ears and mind. Do we avoid engaging in or spreading false information from social media? What about kids? Are we keeping children away from all sorts of violence? And lastly, when I think about this, blessed are the pure in heart, I think about gossip. There's a big difference between sharing information and gossiping. And have you ever heard the saying, gossip is silent murder? Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. We journey toward this blessing by protecting our own minds, bodies, and spirits from any kind of verbal or physical violence. Again, we strive to keep violence of any kind away from children. We advocate for legislation and policies that promote peace. The Beatitudes teach us to be peace, not just be at peace, but actually be peace, walking around in the world. When we're pushing our grocery cart at Pick and Save, when we're driving out of the parking lot here, when we're interacting with friends and neighbors, can we actually be a spirit of peace living in the world? And lastly, blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Wow, going back to the hot button issues of today, the January 6th Senate hearings, the abortion debate, migration, like Pastor Tim talked about last week. Are we able to remain calm and Christian in the midst of heated arguments? Are we firm in our belief that in the end, the words and ways of our loving God will prevail? As Christian saints have done throughout the ages, we today are called to confront the troubles and anxieties of our age with the spirit and love of Jesus. Holding on to the spirit and love of Jesus, that's how we take in the Beatitudes, live the Beatitudes, and share the Beatitudes. Blessed are those who remain faithful while enduring evils inflicted on them by others, and are able to forgive them from their heart.
Blessed are those who look into the eyes of the abandoned and marginalized and show them their closeness. Blessed are those who see God in every person and strive to help others also discover God. Preaching the gospel using words only when necessary. Blessed are those who protect and care for our common home, Mother Earth. Blessed are those who at times put aside their own comfort in order to help others. Blessed are those who pray and work for full peace between people, faith, traditions, and nations.